Right already. Well, news for you, Bo P. Decided not to let you into college.
Again?
Well, they've been letting stuff, but they're cutting it out.
Man, I just try to get over that DisRace. I wonder why they weren't taking my call.
Phoenix ain't calling back.
You know,
And your boy, major beneficiary. How unfair it is to white people. Harvard and Columbia. Mama, they daddy went in. Why
grades.
Black folk deserve any kind of consideration.
What you understand is the white people in America, they can't get into Jackson State. It's cheaper.
They can. I went to a black college. I was never there a semester where there were not some white folk there.
Even back in the time,
They were fine. They had a ball. They was there. What?
I mean, you didn't go to college. In this century, I don't even think. White people at the black university?
Yes. And I went to a predominantly black white folk there.
Over there.
I had GPA. I could have gotten in.
Now, wasn't Clarence Thomas a benefit? Wasn't he a benefactor? What happens? Do you think this is a good thing for black colleges?
Well, right after it happened.
It isn't, Tim. I think it should
benefit HB.
DC, like, we need to wake up and say, okay, if you don't want us there.
On with the whole thing. And white folk are on edge about you having gone to. Therein lies the problem.
Okay.
All right.
So yeah, you can go to HBCU. You can be as qualified. You can be as knowledgeable. You can of the job, but most likely, extraordinary, but most likely the person in charge of hiring at least holds Harvard in higher esteem than he does Morehouse.
Well, let me ask you this, DC.
Can I be an advocate here?
Please.
I remember someone speaking on that, and he said that affirmative action was the worst thing for black people because it admitted to white folks that we were beneath to even get a job when we should have been considered as an equal from the beginning.
Well,
so he said now we brought in affirmative
if you're gonna
action,
be from the beginning, that was 400 years ago. Now you were bought over here as a slave, so you already, there's no way in our lifetime they can.
And you need affirmative action. And don't get me wrong, we're all blaming Clarence Thomas, but let's be honest with ourselves. Is it Clarence Thomas or is it more of the woman who didn't look? Obama was telling him.
Yeah, she's crazy too.
So,
old lady.
Right. So how
lady,
much now has that come back to hurt us?
Oh, big time.
That's what I'm saying.
But still, Clarence Thomas, that doesn't vindicate him being as ignorant as he is.
That's true, but if we could have got her to step down.
I personally think, and you know, I'm as unracist. Clarence Thomas speaking against black people is his rap to his white wife. Now, I'm not against white wives. Don't put that out.
I got another theory.
But I personally think there shouldn't be no affirmative action. Everybody equal. That's his
Wife.
white wife.
Well, yeah.
And I to go back to what you were saying, Bo P, to that gentleman, I agree with you. For us, but it's what we did with it that mattered. Because for them, we're beneath you. We're saying, listen, you guys are not playing fair. So you're going to give us.
Just let our foot.
I mean, just think about the legacy of slavery. So if you go to get a job somewhere as a slave, yeah, you in. Because you know how to work.
I agree.
I mean, you go apply, cut grass, show the Mexican got the upper hand.
I just
It's
wanna
what
throw
we
that out
do
there.
with it.
Yeah, I got one more theory. I think Clarence Thomas is the stool pigeon for this country, so affirmative action is gonna help them.
The minority.
The minority.
The minority is what you're saying.
Oh, yeah.
Will end up helping them in the end when he is a stool pigeon to say,
whole dishonest, his whole thing.
it's a,
The sanctimonious.
And he running against. He's taking on Mickey Mouse, but he's scared. Really directly negative about Donald Trump.
At
Now
all.
you fucking with Mickey Mouse.
Right.
And you're scared of Bozo.
Now there's that says that since you're not supposed to, because when I know. But
Yeah, I filled one out today. I'll
And
have
then-
you to know.
an employment
So
application.
I have
No,
you to know.
give my pass. Give my.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough. But now you look at it, and when you fill out an application, it asks you, are you Caucasian, other, black, Native American, Ching Chong, all that stuff, right? So
Right.
they ask you all those things.
Ching Chong.
So,
Did he say Ching
so
Chong?
what they're going to do is now, what the Supreme Court thinks they're doing,
Right.
they're saying that everybody's equal. So now, when you go to fill out an application, does that information even need to be on the paperwork anymore?
Yeah,
Why?
because they're not really colorblind. They're pretending to be colorblind.
Well, clearly.
If they were really color, no matter whether it was in or out.
How true do you think is 2023? Now Harvard and all these other Ivy League schools are saying, even though the
That's called an Ivy League school. That's like I eat sometime the Cracker Barrel.
yes, I see what you're saying.
he
Barrel
rather be
of
the
crackers.
soul
I'm on the
barrel.
Cracker Barrel.
He'd rather eat out the soul barrel.
For the all-meal
They
gravy
serving
biscuits.
wine and beer now too and liquor. Oh,
It's better than the slop trough.
there's a place called the Slop Trap.
But
I'm
what,
not eating.
I
Yeah,
mean,
if
is
you
there a
live on a
restaurant
farm.
called-
I hope it's not.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yes,
you
I
just-
wouldn't eat
oh,
there
okay.
at all.
but you know the thing is, we make this big deal about Ivy League and getting to that, but even to this day around this country, the golf clubs, they still don't let you in regardless of what your credibility is or not. They don't let you in certain golf clubs. So
Some-
or five times
The
as much.
entry fee is $400,000.
money
And if
segregation.
you pay it, that's the flex.
Money
I'm going-
segregation.
If you pay
money
it, you lighten up.
segregation. That's
Yeah.
what
If
that
you pay
is.
it, you lighten up.
And if you pay that, you should be. I mean, I've seen somebody do it, so I'm just saying.
Do what? What you want to do on the golf course, Bo P?
If you remember a few years ago, Michael
really can
Jordan joined this golf club, and he showed up to play one day, and he didn't have a shirt on with a collar. You know that's the thing at golf
Yes,
clubs,
sir.
you got to have a
Right,
shirt
right.
with a collar. And they wouldn't let him play.
Yep.
And everybody been out of shape. That's Michael Jordan, man. Them folks don't get everybody out here
the
rich.
rules. You gotta
I mean,
abide by
everybody
the
out
rules.
there rich.
Was big.
Right.
They was like, you ain't got no collar on. That's what the rules say.
Right.
You ain't
Abide by
gonna
the
play.
rules.
You cannot
Abide
play.
by
And
the
they
Paid
didn't
all
let
this
him
money.
play.
Yeah.
He didn't have no shirt on with a collar,
Right.
and I think he had on shorts. And at that particular course,
Player like nobody harasses golf courses about affirmative action. They've been exclusive for a long
Well,
time.
it's an exclusive club. It's to their discretion at all costs, right? They
Right,
can-
but why stature can play and got money, then why are you like, hey,
Well,
you
it's-
can't come here?
It's kind of like that other. It's kind of like that other law they passed, where a place of business has a discretion whether to serve the LGBTQ community. Like we're trickling back toward that time, and
I was
You
going to
can't
talk
be
about
out
it in
there
another
with them
segment.
Anyway.
sorry.
I was going to say about another segment, but you know, the court ruled that the lady who's running the websites, creating the websites, and she didn't
Make the cake.
have clients make a cake or
Right.
website, and the court backed it up.
Yeah.
The court backed up. Now, some of the people against it are to refuse black
Is that
people, or if
next?
she didn't like, does she have the right to? Is that discrimination? But really, it's kind of, I don't know. It's kind of moot point to me, because if she's against doing websites and giving service to the gay people for their marriage, for their cakes and stuff,
Go to somebody that will do it.
No,
Well, yeah, right.
Just had a cake on with.
Go to somebody that will do
I
it.
mean, there's plenty you can do in a service like that, and they will say they don't want you to have it.
Right. But in some situations, it's extreme where people are saying they're not serving gay folks, or they don't want to make a gay cake, but you want me to make the cake a penis, and maybe I don't make penis cakes. You see what I'm saying? Now it's kind of like this. It's kind of like the whole gay pride thing. Like, you can be gay, you can have a parade, but you don't have to walk around in a
Just
thong in
make
public,
one, make a
slapping
cake.
around.
If you don't want to do it, just make a cake with a bad penis. A crooked, penis.
Can we just-
Some women like crooked penis cakes.
Hold on.
A cupcake with both peas penis on it.
Going out of
Penis.
business.
That's it.
Brand
Maybe a Yeti's cup, but it won't be no. What about these businesses that said, I got the right to refuse service?
That's what I'm getting at. That's the whole thing. That's what they say that this ruling will lead to. You know.
Well,
Yeah. Oh, all right, I'm the gas station. You can't come in here with a hood on. You can't come in here without a shirt on. And I'm in the hood. This ain't no.
well, I said this on my recent post, was that I'm at a point now that if a gas station won't let you use their restroom, I don't think you should support them. I don't think you should get
I
gas.
go off on
from
them all the time.
Why should do that?
So what you do? You pull up in the gas station there. Can I? I got pissed.
I literally did that the other day.
Before I
Got
and
back
run
in
out of
my
gas.
car and went park.
Because
Hey,
black
I
folks
risked
don't
it.
go to the gas station
And
till
pee
it's
on
past
itself.
E.
Hey, I
Pee on
risked it.
itself.
Hey, look, I called out. It was right there.
It was a gas station. And they told me that the bathroom was out of order.
Right.
Put my pump in my gas tank. I pissed right.
I got the energy like bump that. I mean, I probably would have done too, but like the other day, I promise you, I just like.
around
You know
the
what?
back or
Bump
something.
that.
about
I'm
to
walking
leave.
out. Yeah.
Well, it's
I'll
possible
fuck
it
your
could have been
bathroom
out of
out.
order now, Rick.
Man, they use that. They're like, nah. I
use
just
that-
refuse. If it's out of order.
But get what? They
Now, I went to a place the other day and the men's was out of order.
But
This was a tractor supply.
Guess what? Now I know if I have to have a restroom that's working.
Yeah, I ain't supposed to.
If not, I'm finna call on you, and I'm gonna use your restroom.
Don't do that.
Black people. How you know it's a black people?
Get what I
The,
told
restaurant, the bathroom in the soul food restaurant never worked.
I love my people.
Hey,
but
when you
some
got
of-
shit, you got the shit. Yeah.
I went in
wait,
that DC
Some
one.
of them I be like,
And the African dude told me the bathroom not working. I said, "Where you shitting piss? Bring me the bucket." Got mad. What did you do?
oh God, you
Hey,
gonna
I
use
know
the
another
same
thing you can do.
bucket?
You just tell me you're diabetic. By law, in Georgia law, they can.
Tater chips
I
and
mean-
everything.
What if they don't got one?
you a tater chip?
Then I guess
You know,
going
they're not
outside.
going to just tell you can't use. They're going to tell you it's out of order or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, that's what they do to avoid
So
it.
if you
but-
die,
But if they say you're not a patron, they can tell you can't use their bathroom, and then this diabetic sued this place because they.
I ain't finna speak nothing into existence. I mean, I'm not dying. Use your restroom.
oh, I
Everybody know.
you know, black folk lie on sugar all the time.
my sugar.
Sugar.
Got the sugar.
You see, everybody know if you're over 50 years old, you gonna pee.
You what? Oh, gonna pee. Piss.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
So Steve Harvey had the nerve to say that people who are wealthy don't sleep a lot, and people who sleep. But I said, Steve Harvey, you damn near 65 years old. No time of night to pee.
Steve Moan, 65. I mean, I know what lie he be telling. Hate Steve Harvey there.
When you get over 55, 60 years old, you're going to wake up to pee anyway, so you're not going to sleep 8 hours a night. No
Not
way.
straight.
Not
Yeah.
You coming up out
I'm
of there now.
65.
Yeah, you gonna come up out of there. Okay, how good you sleep, how tired.
I be hating to get up.
For him to say that, like, when you wealthy,
That's not
you
what he was
sleep,
saying.
You don't get a lot of sleep. Well, when you old, you don't get a lot of sleep either. I know
You a
what
trip.
he said.
But I mean,
don't
I'm
go
for
You gotta
affirmative.
let it ride.
I think affirmative action was another thing. Now, I wouldn't go as far as to say that ain't gonna never happen. You know.
Yeah, that would give us so much of a leg up. It would.
But
cause
equal
problems.
opportunity in education, even if you do get benefit of the doubt, black folks' history. Next thing they're gonna do is they're gonna start saying, well, the slower running back, if he's white, should
Let's bring back white DBs and
I tell you what I do believe what affirmative action thing at the Ivy League schools. Players.
I totally agree.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Imagine if
And I look
Magic
forward to
Johnson had the Michigan, he wouldn't have been going to college at all. He couldn't.
Dexter Manley.
Lay off for Irvin.
Dexter Manley.
Lay off for Irvin. Irvin became a great commentator. And he throwed the ball.
Oh, yeah,
dope.
he been for his athletic prowess.
Right.
Yeah.
They will consider that because you're gonna make $1 million. Just on the intellect. On the intellect thing.
And I don't know if you can do it today, but like he said, he mentioned Dexter Manley. And I don't what he had, maybe a 3rd grade reading level. And he made it to the pros, and not only the pros,
And
I mean,
broke some backboards.
Yeah, yeah.
How
Dexter
much your
Manley was.
intellect has nothing to do with your athletic ability.
But you gotta.
You may not be able to read, but you can throw a ball. You may not be able to read, but you can throw a ball. It's been since I said, and based on the educational system, you do not have to be, in the white man's consideration, educated.
What happened to
Have to
Dexter? He wasn't the best reader or speller, but he could run a 4.5 and tackle. Saying, if your
Based
son
on
got-
their.
if he
I'm just
got-
trying to.
Somebody took the test
It's
for him.
easy, man.
Come on,
because
man, there's a lot
whoever
of
they say
them.
is in
Back
is
then.
in.
Come on, man.
Yeah,
There's a
that's
lot of
Easy.
them.
They don't have
Hold
to
on.
explain nothing to you niggas.
DC Brian Harper,
They say
What?
you know that this happens all the time, brother.
Go went to college.
And I wrote somebody else's name on the damn thing.
But you know,
He wrote somebody else's name.
Yeah, but I passed all the rest of the tickets. I stole it from the girl, but I wrote her name on there. And they like Keisha Jones.
I tell you one of my favorite quotes, man. Then we take a break. It's one of my favorite quotes. I went to college. But one of my favorite quotes is from Charles Barkley. And they asked Charles Barkley one day, well, Charles, what do you have to say for yourself? What did he say, Brian? He said,
nice,
no.
bitch.
I thought
No.
he could have sworn
He
said
said
like those
no.
people work for me or something else.
He said, no, I didn't finish college, but
Right.
8 of my employees
Employees
did.
does.
Yeah, I knew it had something to do with people
Exactly.
working for him.
I'm fucking rich.
Yeah.
But that's the same thing
I
with
ain't
him.
go to college.
That's
but
the same. But he said, why do I need to know these things when I have people around me that can do what I need done?
Right.
That to me is most intelligent. He surrounded himself. And so I respect Charles Barkley for that. And I just feel when it comes to, I feel as though it's unlevel, especially for the black man. You take a black man and you put him in a private school setting, like I can't think of on what your intellect. You guys were soar.
Rick
Right.
Ross.
Yes, but then when you put a white person in that same
No.
black, so what's the difference?
I'm gonna ask you this.
You said Rick Ross, not Rick Ross.
I'm
but
saying Rick
it's the
Ross.
same
He said Ross,
But
and I'm
that's
sitting over
not-
here like.
I said I couldn't remember his name.
I know, I'm
so
joking,
it's the
I
same
know.
difference as putting a black man, because it is statistically known that you guys learn differently. So you put a black man in a white man's environment, and you're expecting for the black man to learn based on what he's saying. They keep changing the educational system. Guess what? The same thing happened. He will not soar.
And the tests are biased to get
Exactly.
into college.
Yeah.
If I guarantee you, I could write a test and ask the same questions and technology alone.
Exactly.
White folk don't know what a couch is.
Yeah. But
Exactly.
They don't know what. So
A
you know, you
bed.
have a
They
little
call it a
black
bed.
boy. He don't know what the hell a
he called
soap-
a
what is
bed.
a
Exactly.
If you ask an average white person what is the alcohol content of no not Hennessy. What is the
A Coke 40. Oh, pop liquor.
what's the alcoholic content of pot liquor? Right. It ain't alcohol.
Right.
But I guarantee you, if you add alcoholic content in pot liquor, I guarantee you he would not say zero, because he's thinking liquor. He doesn't know the
Exactly.
terminology. And
So
the
you prove my
reverse of
point.
that is true. When a black person is filling out an application, he's been in black schools all his life, ain't trying to go to a white school. We'll be back.
Devil advocate again, real quick.
Point proven.
How many people you know that they told their son he gonna be a good football player, He ain't got to worry about his education. They're going to pass him on through. How many parents going to say, no, I want him to learn to read and write. I don't want him to be rich.
My mama told me I want to play baseball. My mama told me you need something to fall back on. That's why I started playing football.
Yeah.
We'll be back.